everybody. We have Sam Mason here with Sacrificial Palm Productions and Terror, the new upcoming, very exciting horror movie.
What's going on, brother? Thanks for having me on.
Oh, man, my pleasure, my pleasure. I've been hearing a lot about this film, namely through Horror with Sir Sturdy. Aaron Sturban, he's a mutual friend of ours. I've been on the show before,
right?
Talking about John Carpenter's The Thing, and I know you've been on several times. And I know he plugs your trailers on Twitter and everything else. So
yeah, that's been an awesome experience with Horror with Sir Sturdy. Aaron Sturtevant has been, a friend. He was the first person to really reach out once we first started going with this film and putting it out on social media. I met him in one of our horror groups, and he invited us on the podcast. I think it was his 7th podcast total in the beginning. And so we kind of really grew up together in this thing over this last year. His podcast has kind of exploded a little bit, and our movie Normal Terror has kind of exploded a little bit as we've gotten further along, and as we're moving along. So him and I are kind of growing up together in this, and he's really one of those guys that's become family. And I'm honored to call him brother, and because of that, he gets a little bit more inside scoop stuff than everybody else does. But again, we formed this relationship, this bromance, if you will. It's been a lot of fun. So
yeah, great. So we'll cut to the chase here. Normal Terror.
Yes, sir. Well, let me go ahead and. Let me start off by reading the current synopsis we have for it, and then we'll kind of go from there. And so the synopsis that we have for this is: by day, he's a single father doing his best to take care of his son, struggling to get by. The magic happens after he puts his son to bed. This is when man becomes a monster. He abducts, tortures, and kills his victims for no apparent reason. Each one is different, no particular MO. This is the first time a film of this type has been done. From the twisted mind of Sam Mason and Sacrificial Pawn Productions comes Normal Terror, the new style gore film. A movie from a serial killer's point of view before he's caught.
Oh, okay, yeah. And we're talking practical effects all the way, from what I understand?
Yes, everything we're doing is practical special effects. We're doing it all in-house. My special effects company, Stone Mason Special Effects, and my makeup artist, Marisol Almeida. We're doing everything in-house, and we're going back and paying homage to the 80s style horror films and the nostalgia of that thing, where the actors really had to act and perform in order to make that film work. So we're doing everything completely practical, no visual effects at all.
Oh, okay. And I know this isn't your first production, like yourself, as far as at the helm, right? But you do have quite a bit of film experience acting and all
Correct.
That, right?
As an actor, this is my 10th film. A couple of the other ones that I've done in the past was the biggest role I had was co-starring in Bill Rice's film 4-1 Liberation Front, which is kind of a mockumentary about taxes and gas issues and stuff like that. Kind of a California redneck type character who, decided to revolt against the government due to, gas prices and that kind of thing. So, it was a lot of fun to work on that. And that was really the film that put me into wanting to write and direct and do all that stuff, because I really fell in love with how a concept goes to a synopsis, goes to a script, goes to film. So, that was what brought about my love for the entire process.
Oh, okay, fantastic. And Normal Terror, that you're in pre-production now, right?
No, we are currently in production.
In production.
Yes, we have shot 20 minutes out of 102 in the can so far.
Oh, fantastic. Now, do you have a timeline for when you're going to be finished shooting?
We're looking at completely wrapping no later than the beginning of July at the very latest. But part of what goes into that is we have we've got to finish up getting the funding that we need. Out of the $75,000 budget so far, we've got about 15,000 of it so far. So that's how we're getting back into production here in the next couple of weeks. We'll be back on set and getting some of this stuff knocked out. But again, the special effects cost a little bit of money. The composer Harry Manfredini is going to cost a little bit of money. He's writing an original score for us. And then of course, our editor, who's going to either make or break the film, costs a little bit of money. So, that's pretty much where the breakdown is. Right now we do have a 5-tier investment package, for anybody who may be interested in becoming an investor, an executive producer on the film. The ranges of return on investment range from 1% to 10%. And that's currently what we have available for the remaining $60,000. So.
Okay. And if people were to want to invest and help you out, how would they go about doing that?
You can hit me up on any one of the social media platforms, on Twitter at Real Sam Mason, on Facebook at facebook.com / New Style Gore Films. That's our production site, Sacrificial Pond Productions. Until we get our website up, we're in development of our website right now, which will be sacrificialpondproductions.com. And then, of course, I'm on Instagram at normal_terror_ the movie. You can hit us up that way. We have links to my personal phone number and my email as well. We can pass the information along, get you a proposal, and see if we can work together and how we can work this out.
Okay. Fantastic. Sam, I thank you very much for sitting down with me. Again, I know we've been trying to get this meeting, for quite a while, and finally I became somewhat tech savvy enough to figure out how to press record and get a video going.
Hey, it's all good, brother, man. Like I said, it's an honor to finally catch up with you and be able to do this interview with you. So, we've been talking about it for a while. As you know, I've done quite a few interviews over this last year. Terran Podnito, done an interview with Kevin Nicholson, from We Belong Dead magazine, a couple of other sites. I have a platform up on myndyproductions.com. Of course, Horror with Sir Sturdy, I've been on a couple of times, and so we're trying to get out there as much as we possibly can and let everybody know what we got going on. And we've been dubbed the rebirth of real American horror by one of the Gore Zone magazine, which we received the cover of last month, which was really exciting for us. We're just we're trying to give our audience, our fans, our followers a great product to bring them back into a new style gore film, as we call it, which is a psychological horror film.
Okay, well, sounds fantastic. Thank you very much, Sam. Have a good one, my man.
You too, brother. I appreciate you.
All righty. Bye.
Bye-bye.